from the class, Piyush Prabhu quoted few slokas, right? Is he there, Piyush Prabhu? He's there. Do you remember, Piyush Prabhu, the two slokas which we quoted?
I thought that was Hari Prasad Prabhu.
No, Hari Prasad Prabhu only quoted the verses from the class that I gave in Chennai. So I think it's based on that she was asking, because we said Manaparam Karana Mamananti, right? Samsara Chakram Parivartayadyat. These people are not the cause of my miseries. The time, karma, the devtas, right? And what is the other thing? The grahas. None of these things are the cause of our suffering. It's only Manaparam Karanam. The mind is the only cause of the sufferings. Is she here? Surabhi Mataji is here. I don't know if Surabhi.
I didn't see her, Prabhuji. I didn't see her.
Sorry?
I didn't see her, Prabhuji.
Sorry, Prabhu?
I did not see her in the meeting, Prabhuji.
Yeah, you did not see her in the chat, right? Yeah, I don't know if her initiated name is different. I don't know.
Mataji is not initiated yet, Prabhuji.
Okay, okay. Is she from Bangalore?
Yes, Prabhuji, she's in the same temple. When you came to our temple, she asked to be joined to this group, so I added her.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So she, I don't know if she will be joining anyway. In any case, we will just go ahead and discuss that. See, there are two ways to look at this whole thing. One is like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita also, if you see, even one of the roaming senses can take the mind away. Remember? The second chapter, he says that, right? Is that 20 something? It is 255 beyond that. 66. No. Yeah. See, verse number 60. Verse number 60 is second chapter, 2.60. Yatato hyapi kaunteya purushasya vipasthitah indriyani pramathini haranti prasabam manah. Can somebody read the translation?
Yatato hi ape kaunteya purushasya vipasthitah indriyani pramathini haranti prasabam manah. Translation is, the senses are so strong and impetuous, O Arjuna, that they forcibly carry away the mind, even of a man of discrimination who is endeavoring to control them.
Yeah, and one more time he repeats that same thing. Just a few verses later. Where is that? Indriyanam hi charatam yan mano vidiyate. Read 2.67.
1 second. Indriyanam hi charatam yan mano no vidiyate tadasya harati pragnam vayurnavam ivambasi. As a strong wind sweeps away a boat on the water, even one of the roaming senses on which the mind focuses can carry away man's intelligence.
Yeah. So, if you see one thing, there's a beautiful thing, even in this 18 slokas also, 2.55 to 72, this one point is repeated twice, if you see. That even one of the roaming senses can carry away the mind, right? But then the other side of it is mind is the controller of these senses. how do we understand this relationship? Is it the mind that is carrying away the senses, or senses that is carrying away the mind? That is why the question that Mataji put up is a very relevant question, right? Piyush Prabhu will come to this other question also, Prabhu, your question, but let's try to. Should we emphasize that mind control is primarily through Buddhi Yoga, using intelligence to fix the mind on Krishna, rather than assuming sense control alone that can bring the mind under control? How do you control the mind? By controlling the senses, or by through fixing the intelligence in Krishna?
Param Drishtva Nivartate. So to engage the mind in something, higher, then, it will let itself go out of, its lower mode.
Correct. So when you are
Prabhuji, mind only
yes,
thinks, no, Prabhu, contemplating. Mind only contemplating on the things, no, Prabhu, the objects, sense objects. When
correct.
the contemplating is the first thing that happens, then where the attachment and all that continuous slokas also come, no, Prabhu. Like how we get attached and the.
Which one? The Sangha Sanjayate Kamaha, Kamat
Yes,
Krodho
Prabhu. Yes,
Vijayate,
Prabhu.
Krodha Dharma. That
Yes,
one.
yes. The first point is contemplating on the sense objects, no, Prabhu.
Correct. Who is contemplating?
Us, we only. Us means it is
We means who?
mind.
That we
It's
depends on who you are identifying with. That we can be soul, that we can be intelligent, that we can be false
yes,
ego, that we can also be
mind.
what do you call mind? Yeah. Whatever you consider as we.
Since
Okay, so
we,
try to picturize that picture where Arjun, the driver is driving and horses are riding, right? What is that picture? You remember?
yes, Prabhu.
So who is the horses are the senses, right?
Yes, yes, Prabhu. The
And
ropes are the.
the reins, yeah, the reins are the mind. All those reins are mind actually, and the one who is uh, driving is the intelligence, and the one who is sitting and taking a ride is the Atma,
Soul.
right? Soul, yeah. So the reins, if they go as per you see, the reins can be controlled either by the driver or by the horses. Yes or no?
If, how, Prabhu, the reins is based on the reins only, the horses will also go, no, Prabhu. It will, when we
No, but the
control the
reins,
rein.
no, if the reins are not under the control of the driver, the
Yes,
reins,
yes.
one end of the reins are with the driver, another end is with the horses.
Yes,
Suppose
yes,
one of
Prabhu.
the horses pull it fast and the driver loses control, then what will happen?
Then also it will go uncontrolled.
Correct, but it will go uncontrolled. But what I'm asking is that uncontrolled is through which uncontrolled? Senses are controlling it.
Senses.
You get me?
Yes, Prabhu.
So the mind, see, the contemplation mind does, and it is utilizing the senses in its for its engagement, right? You get me? The mind is there. The mind is utilizing the senses to enjoy. That is why we have this sloka Indriyani Paranyahu, Indriyabhya Paramanaha, Manasastu Para Buddhir, Yo Buddhe Paratastu Saha. Indriyani Parani Ahuhu. In the senses are higher than the sense objects. Indriyabhya Param Manaha. Mind is higher than the senses. Manasastu para buddhi. Buddhi is higher than the mind. Yo buddhe paratastu saha. Saha means Atma. You. He. Saha means he, right? So the Atma is higher than the intelligence in terms of its capacity, right? Now, the mind, if it lets itself go in whatever way it wants, right? It is in other words, mind is actually doing it in collaboration with the senses. Senses cannot enjoy on their own. For example, eyes cannot enjoy some nice color, nice scenery and all that. Through the eyes, mind is enjoying. That is considered correct, no? That to that point, everybody is understood.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So the mind is utilizing eyes to see nice picture, and it is absorbing it, absorbing the various scenes and enjoying it. Correct. So, Indriyani Parani Ahuhu. Senses are higher than sense object. The senses can grasp, and from the sense objects are dull. I mean, they cannot have any. So so you grasp some information from sense object and give it to the mind. Mind is enjoying it. Okay, mind is now enjoying it, or our inputs enjoying or suffering, whatever it is doing that. Now, when mind is doing that, it is actually, while it is controlling the senses to get what it wants, at the same time it is dependent on the senses. You understand the collaboration here? It is not that senses are completely, mind is completely independent of the senses. In that case, it need not to become a servant of the senses, right? It doesn't depend on. Actually, it does depend on. Mind cannot do everything on its, enjoy something on its own. It needs the senses to grasp the different rasas from different objects and situation, relationship, events, whatever it can grasp from there. But that can be done only through the senses. So, if the senses are let go free, in other words, the mind does not have any discrimination as to what the eyes should see. You understand? The eye has the capacity to see something, process that information, and give it to mind for enjoyment. Or it will give, sometimes it will just give, if it cannot process, it will give to mind directly. Mind will have to decipher what it means actually. Correct? I am reading some content, and based on my past history of knowledge or whatever, I will be able to understand. Like, for example, suppose there is this update about this. For example, this Trump is putting tariffs one after another, right? Most of the people don't know what this guy is doing in India. I mean, in other places, Trump put tariff, like that. They are just raising the voice. They don't know what that tariff means, right? Now, people who are following that information, that understanding, that knowledge from the beginning, they will know what the next update is all about, right? If he is saying 20% for China, 25% for some other country, 50% for India, 100% for some other country, like that, if he is putting, then people will start analyzing why he is putting 100% on China, why he is putting 50% for this country, why he is putting something else for that country. He may be doing out of total illogically only also, but at least people who are tracking that whole thing, they will have that knowledge. Correct? If someone doesn't even know what this guy is doing, why he is doing and all that, they will not even care. They will just say, okay, this is not for me. Correct? So this is how each and every knowledge is grasped by different people. Like, we are able to grasp this thing. We are getting interest in this Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, trying to understand this concept and all, because we are doing it for a sufficiently longer period of time, and we have certain amount of knowledge and interest, and we want to correct our knowledge in that process. Correct? Yes or no? So this is how the eyes are seeing the text, and the mind is processing that text. They go, Trump put this much, he said this thing. Yesterday he told something else. they connect that to this, and then they say, okay, this is what is a sequence of events. You understand? So eyes are seeing and grasping that English or Hindi or whatever, and then it gives it to mind. Mind, based on its storage, whatever history it has about this particular subject matter, it grasps that information and thinks whether it is good or bad. And then, suppose tomorrow you hear that Trump decided to put 200%, then the mind will say, hey, yesterday only he put 50%. That knowledge will be there. That past information will be there. Today, why is he putting 200%? It's a nonsense statement. Like that, mind will start thinking. You understand? So, but then the input to the mind is coming from ears or eyes or these different objects. Like ears means you may hear the say some news update or whatever. Or eyes means you will read the thing in some newspaper, magazine, whatever. Right? So that way, the senses receive the information and give it to the mind. Right? Now, if the mind does not control what the senses see, because see, for example, uh, my eyes are open, right? Mind is controlling me. Like I will see around, I will see, oh, there is some object there. There is some object here. Some shirt is hanging there. Some tube light is going like that. So if the mind doesn't tell the sense, sense will be processing that this tube light is glowing. But mind should tell the senses, the eyes and the hand, hey, this tube light is blowing for a long time. You go and switch it off. Correct? If the mind doesn't control, then the eyes will go and see anything and everything. You understand what I'm saying? You understand the collaboration, Sarojini Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah,
True.
she's there. Yeah, she's there.
Yes, Prabhu.
So say that is why the mind
Prabhuji,
has to. Sorry, Mataji.
Prabhuji, can I check my understanding?
Huh.
If there is pizza lying on the table, and if I don't have any experience of pizza, I will not pay attention to the pizza. But I have got
Yeah.
experience of the pizza, then I remember that it is nice to taste, so I'll get and pick up and eat. So this is the collaboration that mind
Yeah.
is telling that it is tasty. Then my senses will pick it up and eat. Am I
Yes.
right?
Now, point here. One point here. Suppose you have already eaten enough. You cannot eat anymore. But the tongue will say that no, just a little bit of pizza. Come on, let's take it. If the mind is telling to the tongue, if the mind is not able to tell the tongue, the tongue is not listening, right? In other words, tongue is like really want to have that, right? So if the mind is not listening to the intelligence, then it will let the tongue go astray. Like, no, okay, you go and get the pizza. Then unless some other ice cream will be lying that side, or ice cream only, it will just go sneak inside, don't worry. And then you will eat inside. And then you will say, some other sweets lying there somewhere. Oh, sweets, we have to have the dessert. So the tongue, which is uncontrolled, can go anything and do anything and everything because the tongue doesn't care what is happening to the stomach. You understand the point here? Mind is the central controller which knows about all the senses. You get me? Like the tongue does not know that if I keep on tasting, my tummy will be hurt. Because there is no connection between the tongue and the stomach in terms of the feeling. You understand? Or the right and wrong. So the senses doesn't know what is right and wrong basically. They just go grab. The mind has to control the senses and say that, come on, this is not right. We should not eat more now. If you keep on looking at the mobile, then your eyes will hurt. It will create that. Mind has to tell. You get me? In collaboration with the senses,
Who
if
is
the mind is
having the
not able to
meeting and he's
control,
addressing your question.
then
He was
Prabhu is
asking
actually
about, yeah,
talking.
it is there, the meeting link is there.
He was talking on. No problem. The mind and the senses are actually collaborating with each other, right? While collaboration, the senses, tongue, for example, can keep on eating. Mind will tell, come on, please don't eat, the stomach will hurt. I don't care about the stomach. I just want to eat whatever is tasty for me. Now that the stomach will be suffering. It will keep telling the mind, come on, you please tell the tongue to stop eating. You understand that collaboration, how it is working? This is how the mind is, even though it is above the senses, sometimes the horses can drag the reins. That example of that reins and the horses is the best example. The reins are the mind. Many times we think that the man who is driving is the mind, but actually man who is driving is the intelligence. The man who is driving is the intelligence. And the reins, the different, the ropes are there, no, to connect the horses, which all the 5 horses the driver is controlling. So what happens? One horse will go drag that side. One horse will go drag this side. If the mind is not keeping them in full control, right? Then how will he turn? How will he go straight? How will he stop? All these things are with the reins. Now the reins cannot control on its own. The rein has to be controlled by the driver, and the driver is the buddhi. You understand? So the buddhi and mind should work together. Come on, we have to control these senses. If you don't control these senses, then they will go away. If the mind is rebelling with the buddhi, with the intelligence, then what will the reins do? It will just go along with the horses. So the buddhi, you will just lose the reins, and then they will just keep dragging wherever they want. You understand? Is that giving some clarity about who is controlling whom? We cannot say that the senses are under the control of the mind, but if the mind is really, really weak, then it will let loose the senses go in whichever direction it wants. And that is why many times what happens is people don't have a control of the tongue. They just go and drink whatever they want. They even while drinking, they just want to drink liquor and everything, right? Intoxication, everything that they want to do. First, they will start with only one small thing, and then slowly, they will end up drinking so much more, or smoking so much more that they're completely, it will harm their body, and their whole system will be destroyed completely, isn't it? So what happens is the mind is weak there, and the senses keep on feeding to the mind. So the mind is enjoying initially whatever is coming, and then after a certain point, it is not able to control the senses. Do you get how it is? The whole thing is working here. Mind is supposed to be controlling the senses. If the mind is weak, then the senses can drag you anywhere they want. And that is why these two slokas, 2.56 and 2.67, both of them are very important. Plus, both address the same point. In these 18 slokas, this is the only concept that is repeated twice. If you see 2.56 and 2.67, right? Just like the strong wind sweeps away the boat in the water. Even one of the, see, the boat in the water has to be anchored into the ground. Then the boat will not waver by any of the objects. The winds and the waves are the breeze are actually the sense objects, right? And the boat is the senses. Now, if the boat is not anchored, right? Then it will be taken. Sorry, boat is the mind, and it can easily be taken away by the breeze if it is not anchored properly. As a strong wind sweeps away a boat on the water, even one of the roaming senses on which the mind focuses. See this beautiful point here. Yato manu anuvidhyate. See, suppose the senses, if the suppose our tongue is a roaming sense, for example. Roaming means it goes and everywhere it sees it, it wants to, "Hey, this is nice thing, I want it. South Indian dish, I want it. North Indian dish, I want it. Italian, I want it. Mexican, I want it. Everything he says, I want it, I want it, I want it. So the mind keeps focusing on that roaming sense, right? Hey, come on, let's go for a ride, nice ride. This we can go. Hey, that restaurant will be very nice. We have not tasted that there. Hey, you haven't tasted this flavor of ice cream. Like that, the tongue is one of the Jikhwa, they say that, no? Jikhwa Vegam Udaro Pasta Vegam. It's the most nonsensical sense. And now that Kartik month is coming, somehow we should do some restriction on that, right? So, otherwise, what it will happen is it will destroy the whole system completely. We eat so much, we are not doing exercise and all that, we just keep whatever exercise means, at least go for a walk for the amount of food that we have eaten, then it will be somewhat balanced. Otherwise, it will keep adding more and more and more things to our disease, the list of diseases, right? So that is why in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is including mind as one of the senses. Mana Shashtani Indriyani Prakriti Sthani Karshati. Remember that 15th chapter sloka? Shariram Yadavapnoti Yacha Putramati Rihi Tvaitani Samyati. What is it? Vayurgandhani Vasha. After that it will come, I think. 15th chapter. Yes. For that. Adhishtaya Manaschayam. Yes. This is the one. Shariram Yad Avapnoti. No, not that one. Yeah. Mamayvam Sajiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Yeah. Mana Shaktani Indriyani Prakriti Sthani Karshati. So the mind is included as one of the senses. Kashtani Indriyani, the sixth sense. It is also collaborating with the senses because the mind, it gets enjoyment from the senses. And if one of the senses keeps on going around and eating, everything, he doesn't know this enjoyment. He just keeps on going and collecting all nonsense from, say, eyes or tongue or ears. The mind will focus on that. If you keep on focusing on that, then it will keep taking you there, right? It like a strong wind sweeps away the boat on the water. Even one of the roaming senses on which the mind focuses. So the mind focuses means actually in the anuvidiyate. Anuvidiyate means becomes constantly engaged in. He is engaged. See, how will you engage yourself? If somebody keeps on asking, you will be engaged. Like say, for example, you are listening to some Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita discussion. And at home, say online, you are connected. Suddenly the son comes and asks you, Mama, where is my tiffin box? Then that is engagement. Immediately you will turn your attention away and you will have to address to that requirement. Then say daughter will come and say, I want money for the this thing, quick thing. So again you will get distracted. So the mind keeps getting distracted and gets focused on those different senses. And if one sense the mind keeps focusing on and it takes you, that itself will take you away from Krishna far away. That's a very important point we should know. Now, is that clarity is there? Some clarity is there. So should not wonder, whether mind is controlling the senses or senses are controlling the mind. Both are controlling each other. It's like there is a struggle into who should control whom, right? So the mind, both of them know that both of them are dependent on each other. And if the horses doesn't depend on the mind, the reins, it will just keep going on wherever it wants. And the buddhi will lose control. Buddhi doesn't control the senses directly. Buddhi controls the senses through the mind. Buddhi controls the mind only. Mind only controls the senses. Get me? So the driver through the reins is controlling the horses. If the reins Assume that the reins are conscious. Now here the reins are actually inanimate object. But if think of it as having some consciousness, and if the reins decide to let go free of the driver and just go as per wherever the senses, the horses are taking away, then the driver being weak, he will just lose the reins, and the reins will just be at the mercy of the horses. Reins cannot control the sensor, the horses on its own. Correct? Reins can control only with the help of the driver and the charioteer or the passenger who's sitting, who is the soul. Soul is observing, but the buddhi is the closest to the soul. So buddhi has to give the direction to the mind. That is the driver should give the direction to the reins, that he will. If one horse is going too fast, if he has to turn, then he has to make the left horse go slow and right horse go fast, so that there is a turn there. So according to that, they all have to turn, right? If the reins are not under the control of the driver, then the horses will go whichever direction they want, and everybody will turn around and fall off topsy-turvy. Makes sense, no? How this example helps? This example is from the Upanishads. Actually, this example is there given in the by Prahlad Maharaj in the discussion between, I think, Prahlad Maharaj and the Avadut Brahmana, or Yudhishthira Maharaj and Narada Muni, one of them in that 7th canto, they give this exact same quote is from Upanishads. It's in Bhagavatam also. Does that help? How this whole, that picture is the best example. This picture. I will give you the verse in Bhagavatam. Let me, 7th canto. Uh, 7th chapter. 10, 11, 100. The purport Prabhupada will quote the Upanishad verse also. Yes, Prabhu, you are able to find out something? It will be in 7th canto for sure, I know that. And it will be, I'm not sure if it is. Is it in the teachings of Maharaj too? They would share the classmates. No. Yeah, got it. 7:15:41. You are having access to that now? Somebody? Aho 7:15:41. Aho shariram rathamindriyani ayana bhishun mana indriyesham vartmani matra dishanam cha sutam sattvam brihadbandhuram isha shrishtam. Okay. Transcendentalists who are advanced in knowledge compare the body which is made by the order of the Supreme Personality Godhead to a chariot. So the chariot is the body. The senses are like the horses, right? The mind, the master of the senses, is like the reins. The objects of the senses are the destinations. Intelligence is the chariot driver. And consciousness, which is throughout the body, is the cause of bondage in this material world. Now, this with the purport Prabhupada is quoting from Katha Upanishad. Atmanam rathinam vidhi shariram ratham cha buddhin tu sarathim vidhi nas pragraham cha indriyani hayan ahur vishayam steshu gocharan todvana param apnoti tad vishno paramam padam. The soul is the occupant of the chariot of the body, of which the driver is the intelligence. The mind is the determination to reach the destination. The senses are the horses. The sense object also including are also included in the activity. Thus, one can reach the destination Vishnu, who is Paramam Padam. Right. So this is how it is quoted in the Bhagavatam also. The same thing is highlighted in the Bhagavad Gita as well. Any questions or comments? Now making things a bit more clear now between the collaboration between how the mind is collaborating the matter and the senses and so on.
Thank you, Prabhuji. It was useful.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
I'm just checking my understanding that
Hmm.
mind is in the between and there is a tug of war, and whoever gets stronger, the senses or the buddhi, the mind goes in that way.
Hmm. If the mind is stronger, it will be able to control where the senses want to go. Does
So
that
mind
make sense to
can
you?
be made stronger. Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Sorry?
The mind can be made stronger by the buddhi. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. If the mind listens to the buddhi and the atma, essentially,
Hmm.
then it doesn't have anything to worry about.
When the mind listens to the buddhi and the atma, it becomes strong.
Yeah.
You in that translation to the Bhagavatam 7th canto, you said something about determination. What
Hmm.
was that? I missed that.
Sorry, in the trans. No, determination actually means mind as mind is a quality only. Mind, if it is determined, then it will be able to control the senses. You say one rasgulla is enough, no more rasgulla. If it is not determined, then whatever the tongue is telling, it will keep listening, right? Tongue wants more, right? In other words, tongue and mind collaborates. It's not that only the tongue wants. Mind will be saying that you can see the mind in two ways. One is like it is actually not in control. It is very weak. The second thing is it is in collaboration. It is actually partnering with the tongue. Hey, it's very nice. Come on, you give me one more. We will enjoy. Right? So the senses are also happy. Mind is giving me this direction. Okay, let me just go on to it. So this is how the collaboration happens.
The real enjoyer is mind only, na Prabhuji.
Yes,
Senses.
real enjoyer is mind only. But because the mind is the master is enjoying, master of the senses is mind. The master is enjoying the senses will be happy also, no? If my boss is happy, I will be happy, no? If boss is saying appreciating me, I will be happy, no? So the mind will keep appreciating this what do you call this eyes or tongue or whatever. Come on, you're doing very nice job. Let's do some more. Let's do some more like that. Let's have some more of. So there is a collaboration actually there. So in that collaboration, instead of controlling if the boss is full of integrity, if the boss is fully honest, the servants also will be honest, no? That's no, the boss will be very upset if I do this, and they will be under control. If the boss himself is doing all sorts of things, then the servants they will be happy. Okay, boss itself is a real corrupt person. We will also get corrupted. Doesn't matter. Nobody can tell anything to us. You understand? This is how it works there. See, if the leader is corrupt, if the chief minister or the prime minister or the collector or whoever, if they are corrupt, or they become weak, they can't question what do you mean by weakness. You cannot question the other person when they are doing corruption. right? If I myself am corrupt, I cannot ask that person why. See, if I am going late to the office, I cannot ask my team member, why are you coming late to the office? They say, what about you? You are supposed to come. If you are asking me, you should be coming first. You should be coming on time. You understand? So this is how it works. If we are corrupt, we cannot punish anybody. If I am I am controlled and I am honest, then I can go and punish anybody who is doing mistake. That is why Parikshit Maharaj, Yudhishthira Maharaj are all be able to control with their purity and with their honesty and so on. Right? Yes, I see two hands raised. Vijay Mataji. Yes, Mataji. First, please, Vijay Mataji, then Swapna Mataji, then Nanjan Bro. Can we do it
No,
quick?
Prabhu, it was by mistake.
Hari Mataji?
By mistake, Prabhu.
Oh, that's by mistake. Okay. Swapna Mataji, yes.
Prabhuji, now it is understood that by our buddhi, we can control the mind, and the mind in turn will control the senses. But now I am thinking that for my mind to have integrity, buddhi is required. But I don't know how to increase this control of the buddhi over the mind, because my chanting doesn't have a quality. So it becomes very difficult. And scriptures, yes, but I think I see that to the part only to scriptures I can increase the strength of my buddhi. So how to do that?
See, this is where in the 16th chapter and 16th and 17th chapter, Krishna is highlighting about the importance of following the scriptures. Yes, Shastra Vidhi Musritya Vartate Kamakartha. It is highlighted by Krishna there. Okay. When the scriptures are giving the intelligence, the knowledge, the intelligence is the one that actually grabs the thing. And then it has to make the mind sit next to him or hear out what he is saying and say that, see, this is the main knowledge that you should learn. This is what would be uh, uh, helpful in the long run, auspicious in the long run. Like that, the intelligence has to uh, uh, advise the mind. Like last week, I think we remember we discussed on shloka, pramanaihi, tad sadacharaihi, tad abhyasaihi nirantaram. Bodayan atmanaha atmanam bhaktimapi uttamam labhe. Do you remember that shloka? How to attain the uttama bhakti? Right? First, you take pramana, then you get the sadachar, the knowledge, and then tad abhyasahi, that is where you have to practice. So the practice is where the main problem comes. So the intelligence has to slowly tell the mind, come on, you chant one round nicely today. Let's see how it goes. If you like it, then we can do it better tomorrow, like that, right? So that way, the intelligence initially tells the mind that, okay, one round at least you do. That is what is called abhyasing. And then after that, the next day, yesterday you did very nice. Come on. Like how we are encouraging the child, no? Like that, we should encourage the mind. The buddhi has to encourage the mind. Initially itself, you should not kind of put it into all sorts of thickness and this and that. It will rebel and go away. Get me? So start off slowly. Just slowly, gradually you develop. Right? So initially, the intelligence will, okay, one round you sit and chant, or one round you focus and chant. Even if it takes 10 minutes, okay. Out of the 16 rounds, you just stand at least one round. Then the taste, the beauty about the mind is that once it gets the taste, no, it would want to run behind it. That whether you give the devotional taste or the material taste, either way, it runs behind that. The only problem is that for us is that the devotional taste is very less in opportunity is very less. The material taste, material sense enjoyment taste is abundantly available, isn't it? Right? There is a lot of restrictions and all this. The mind doesn't want to go into this right away. But there is no restrictions at all when you go to other, they say pizza corner, this ice cream corner, this, that, everything, sweet corner, wherever you want to go, you can go. And then trouble the body has to face, isn't it? So it's available, it's limited availability is there. Like there's not so many people who are teaching Bhagavad Gita, who are speaking. When I say talking Bhagavad Gita, there are many who are talking Bhagavad Gita, but not without realization. Because of that, the knowledge is going, but realization is not coming through. Realization means that person should have practiced it and give it to that person, give it to the audience, the listener. Then it will have an impact on that person. He should have practiced it. And second thing is, out of compassion and mercy, he should give it to that other person. If both of these things are absent, then it will be good to hear, but they will not create a transformation or impact in the listener's life. You get the point? It may be attractive, very, very attractive, nice, sweetly, like, honey, honey topping, all everything is done for that lecture or discourse. But eventually, whether the person who is receiving it is practicing it or not depends on our purity of purpose, isn't it? So that is how we should give it. So pramanaihi tat sadacharaihi. Take out the sat achar. Tat abhyasaihi. Tell intelligence should tell the mind. One day you just please practice it. Then slowly you get into nirantaram. Always. Yesterday you did one. Today also you do one. Like that, train for a few days. The mind will get used to that one round taste. Then slowly cajole the mind. Right? It's a very nice. You did one round for one full week. Come on, let's do one more round. Two rounds it will do nicely. Like that, we should slowly make the mind habituated to it. In fact, get addicted to the chanting. Unless we are addicted to the chanting Prabhu's Mataji's, there is no way we can control the mind. You can just do one round here, one round there. I attend a seminar here, Guru Maharaj comes here, Prabhupada's thing is there, so many things here and there I can do. But unless and until we really have developed a genuine taste for chanting, genuine taste for Bhagavatam, there's no way we can control them. You can do hanging upside down, you can do, but we cannot control them. It will be there for some time and then again freak out. That is the abhyasaki nirantaram, then bodayan atmanaha atmanam. Whenever the mind tries to freak out, the buddhi should tell the mind, come on, remember those 2 rounds which you did nicely, now you are going away. Is it correct? Just see how nicely we can do. Come on, let's do it. So that cajoling, that canvassing, all those things have to happen by the intelligence. It is required only till the mind gets addicted to it, addicted to the process. Once the mind gets addicted, mind is always doing what? It is not on its own getting addicted. It is getting addicted through the senses. Mind and senses collaborate to get into addiction, right? So if the mind is getting addicted to chanting the holy names, it means the tongue also is getting addicted to chanting. If the mind is looking forward to hearing the chanting of the holy names, it means the ears are also addicted. You get the point? Mind cannot be addicted without without the senses also collaborating. So they are all one team actually, right? They either go up together or they go down together. Of course, with the master is the mind, but if the master is weak, what will do? Your senses can take you anywhere else. Senses doesn't want to enjoy themselves. It is like an uncontrolled horse. Wherever it wants, it can go. Do you understand the point? Mind is only enjoying or suffering, but the senses can go like the horse anywhere and everywhere. Wherever it goes, it will just go. Mind has to tell the sense, hey, that is wine shop, don't go there. Hey, that is gambling shop, don't go there. Mind has to tell. Otherwise, this guy will go and collect everywhere and can come and give the inputs. The eyes and the ears and the tongue and nose and everything. You get it? So by the intelligence only, you should slowly tell the mind. Abhyasahi abodayan atmanaha atmanam. Preach the mind through the intelligence. Let the intelligence preach to the mind about the importance of the spiritual life, how it is helpful, etc. then bhakti api uttamam. Right? You remember this shloka, it is very, very helpful to answer many questions. Okay. Yeah, I think Anjan Prabhu is having some question. Let's quickly answer that and we'll have to wrap up also.
Thank
Yes,
you,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji. Very nice class as usual. I'm fortunate to be in this group. Prabhuji,
I too am fortunate, Prabhu.
uh,
We are all fortunate. Otherwise, how important it is to study Prabhupada's books like this. Yes, Prabhu.
yes,
Please go ahead.
Prabhuji, I had one question. I have one question that was 1 second, Prabhuji. The plane is going. Just 1 second. Sorry, Prabhuji. Yeah. So
Yes, Prabhu.
the question that I originally had was about in the dream. In the dream, we get some desires. Should we assume that the mind is driving all my dreams?
Yes,
Or
Prabhu. Prabhupada writes that, Prabhupada actually writes that, and he tells that how the mind travels everywhere during the dream. It is based on the subtle, the desires and other things the mind stores in its thing for a long time, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. One more question, Prabhu. You said some Bodhayan, whatever. What is that shloka, Prabhu? Where we can find that
That is
shloka?
in Brahma Samhita, Prabhu. Brahma Samhita. After you finish that Katipaye, what is that? Shriya Kanta Kanta Pano Purusha Kalpa. Or Durma Bhumi Chintamani, that one, no? So you can look into the last 5 verses that Lord Vishnu speaks. And Ato Vacha Mahavishnu, it will come like that. In that, you will see that this Pramanehi, Tad Sadacharehi, Tad Abhyasehi Nirantaram, that shloka is there. And Maharashtra Maharaj is loves that shloka very much. And he says that is such an important practical verse that Lord Vishnu is speaking to Brahma.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Normally we don't go into the shlokas after those Brahma Samhita. No, the real nectar lies after that, after our Chintamani and all that.
Maybe some other class you can go into the shlokas, Prabhuji.
We'll see. Any other comments, questions from anyone? I'm sorry for the odd timing that I kept today because I have stuck also in the evening, and I thought of doing it in the morning, but somehow there's a lot of cleaning work and other things came up. So if there is nothing else, maybe we can wrap up. Is that okay?
Sure, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Okay. Thank you so much. We'll see you, Krishna willing, next time around. जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद
जय।
की जय, श्रील गुरुदेव
जय।
की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव
जय।
की जय, गौर प्रमदे हरि हरि बोल।
हरि
पंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यो च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय, गौर प्रमदे। Surabhi Mataji, I hope your question, she is gone. Huh? Surabhi Mataji is there. So Anjan Prabhu, you please talk to Mataji and find out if it was clear. I think she was struggling to join.
She is joined,
after
Prabhuji. She is joined as a
No,
guest.
when she was trying to join, it was just going and coming. So maybe, yeah, offline she can connect also to you and
She's in the meeting, Prabhuji. She's in the meeting as a guest.
Okay, no problem. Sure, thank you, Prabhu. Nice question she asked. Like that, if devotees keep asking nice questions now, our group lives, thrives by that. Swapna Mataji and Piyush Prabhu and so many others. Piyush Prabhu, sorry, your question we'll discuss next time, Prabhu. Maybe I will answer in the group or something we can do, Prabhu. Okay. Thank you for the for your patience. Okay, we'll stop here. Hare Krishna. See you all. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Have a nice weekend ahead. Hare Hare
Same
Bol.
to you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.